Welcome to the deep dive. We have a really fascinating brief today. We've got all these sources detailing a massive milestone celebration.
Yeah.
But the real story, our mission here, isn't really about the glamour of the party itself.
No,
It's about the wisdom, the insight that came out right after.
that's exactly it. We're looking at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday, but we're using it as a case study. A case study in what? High-level age management.
And strategic priorities.
Yeah.
We're going to try to get beyond the velvet rope and look at the actual life goals she laid out after this huge party.
Right.
Such a stark contrast, isn't it? You have this unbelievably extravagant event, and then boom, the next day, it's this public declaration of these very grounded, almost minimalist priorities for her next decade.
It's a powerful inflection point. A birthday like 70, it forces a kind of public reckoning. And what's compelling here is not just that she set goals, but how clearly she framed them. She shifts the focus from her, her big business persona
Right, back to basics.
back to the absolute foundations. Health and family, we really have to analyze this as a strategic pivot.
Okay, so we have to start with the celebration. We just have to. Because to really get the meaning of that pivot, you have to understand the sheer scale of the starting point.
Oh, yeah?
Our information calls it a blowout bash, and over the top even for the Kardashians.
And that phrase alone, it carries so much weight in their world. But the key detail for me was the source claiming it had practically zero budget.
Zero budget.
Now, that doesn't mean it was free. It means the usual constraints, like cost, were just removed. It's not a party, it's an investment, a strategic deployment of social and financial capital.
So let's look at the elements of that investment. The theme was very specific, right? James Bond inspired. The whole vibe was total old Hollywood glam. Think crystal chandeliers, high stakes, everything.
And the location, that's a masterclass in influence right there.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez Bezos' mansion in Beverly Hills.
That's not just a venue, that is a statement about your network. It signals you're in the room with the highest levels of global wealth and power.
Absolutely. And the experience itself was curated for that level.
Yeah.
Themed cocktails, poker tables, roulette.
It was designed to feel exclusive, impactful. But the real measure of that influence, is the guest list.
Right. This wasn't just a family get-together, although, of course, Kim, Courtney, Chloe, Kendall, Kylie, Rob, they were all there. This was something else.
It was a confluence of cultural and economic power.
If you really look at the attendee list, the breadth it's just astonishing. This is where it gets really interesting.
Totally.
You've got figures from tech and philanthropy like Bill Gates.
Right.
And then right next to him, you've got lifestyle moguls like Martha Stewart.
All right.
Then you have entertainment legends like Snoop Dogg and Mariah Carey.
And then the sort of wild card guests,
Yeah.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That breadth, that is the genius of the event. It's not just a collection of A-listers. It's a literal map of her professional and personal reach across totally different sectors. Entertainment, business, tech.
Even soft power.
Exactly. She's consolidating her position, not just as a celebrity, but as a central connector in a much, much wider social ecosystem. The party isn't just celebrating 70.
Oh.
It's validating decades of strategic relationship building.
Yes.
And after pulling off this incredible display, her Instagram post is kind of the perfect bridge to what comes next.
Yeah, what does she say?
She summed up the whole night by saying, "One of the very best nights of my entire life. I'm beyond blessed and so very grateful for my precious family and friends."
And that's telling. Even when she's surrounded by all that opulence, all that high-level networking, the ultimate value she pulls from it is relational.
The spectacle is just there to maintain the relationship.
The spectacle facilitates it.
Okay, so let's unpack that pivot. The party's over, and she immediately goes to E! News and shares her focus for the future.
And it shifts entirely. It's all about family and my friends. And she emphasizes that her relationships mean so much.
This is her deliberately setting the narrative for the next decade. After proving her peak external success with the party, she's publicly drawing a line in the sand. She's saying, this is what actually sustains me.
It's such a deliberate contrast.
It is, and the sources boil her immediate priorities down to 4 really grounded areas: my family, my grandchildren, my kids, and my health.
That list is so traditional.
Oh.
Especially when you put it next to her incredibly untraditional life. Is this just good PR, or is there a strategic function to stating these goals so publicly?
I think it's both. It's strategic and it's sincere. By defining this publicly, she reinforces the brand's core value, which is family, but she's also setting a personal accountability goal.
And the inclusion of my health feels really important there.
It's crucial. It's an acknowledgement that her ability to keep up this intense professional life depends entirely on her physical well-being.
Let's dig into that health goal. She
Uh,
said, I hope to be exactly the same and I hope to be healthy. That doesn't sound like someone who's planning to, retire to a quiet life.
Not at all. It sounds like a commitment to maintaining her current velocity.
Right.
It's a proactive rejection of slowing down. For someone who manages a massive enterprise and sits at the center of a global brand, health is market share. It's the highest priority because everything else depends on it.
And the interesting thing is where she gets this blueprint for vitality from.
It comes from a very specific multi-generational source.
Which brings us to, I think, the key insight of this entire deep dive.
Yeah.
The longevity nugget from her mother, Mary Jo Campbell, MJ.
Exactly. This is where a personal anecdote gives us a universal lesson. MJ, who's 91, she provides the actual benchmark for her daughter's future.
So what was the specific lesson? What did MJ tell her that became this blueprint for aging?
The insight is all rooted in professional engagement. MJ always tells me that she worked until she was 82. It's not some vague advice about staying positive. It's a specific numerical goalpost about staying professionally active way, way past the traditional retirement age.
So why does that number 82 and just the whole idea of working past 65 matter so much here? Is it just about money or is there something deeper?
Well, for someone like MJ, the sources explain that working until 82 is what really kept her young and feeling like part of life and excited to get up every morning and go to work and enjoy her career and what she was doing. So this moves the whole conversation away from financial need and towards psychological, even sociological necessity.
That's the secret right there, isn't it? It's about maintaining purpose and structure. That's what fuels longevity, not just being busy.
Absolutely.
If your work gives you social engagement and a reason to get up and be excited in the morning, that is a powerful defense against the deceleration that comes with retirement.
It is. So many studies on aging confirm this. The sudden loss of purpose and social structure that often comes with traditional retirement, it can be devastating for both cognitive and physical health.
So MJ's story is a countermodel.
It's an empirical countermodel. Purposeful engagement is basically preventative medicine.
Okay, but let me challenge that for a second. Does that rule work until you're 82? Does that really apply equally to someone like Kris Jenner, who's managing this global empire, versus someone in a more, traditional 9 to 5?
That's a really critical question. The principle is universal, but how you apply it is different. For most people, working might mean paid employment. For Kris Jenner, working means maintaining her strategic management role.
She's not clocking in.
No, she's engaging her mind with complex problems, maintaining these critical relationships. The core lesson is the same. Stay indispensable, stay connected, stay challenged.
And that aligns perfectly with her goal to be exactly the same after 70. She's just following her mother's model for sustained engagement.
She's setting a multi-decade goal based on her mother's proven success. It's a plan that requires continuous professional activity and high-level health management. It completely redefines what modern retirement can look like.
It's a strategic life plan that's all about doing, not resting.
Exactly. The party celebrated the past. The commitment to working based on MJ's advice, that's the investment in the future.
So speaking of investments, let's wrap up by looking at how this zero-budget massive event fits in with the family's regular traditions.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you scale back after you've hosted Bill Gates and royalty at a Bezos mansion?
You have to strategically separate the spectacular from the sacred. The party was professional consolidation. The tradition is about personal family cohesion.
And the sources confirm they don't just ditch their core traditions.
No way.
There was an interview in mid-November where she confirmed they always have a Christmas party. But she did admit they have to adjust the scale. She said this year's might be a little smaller than previous years because we just had a big party the other night.
And that gives you the necessary perspective. The blowout bash was a one-off, a specific milestone. The Christmas party, on the other hand, is a non-negotiable anchor. She made a point to reinforce that they always celebrate at one of our homes Christmas Eve with a beautiful dinner and lots of fun things for the kids to do.
So it doesn't matter who is on the guest list the weekend before. The real priority is that consistent, intimate, multi-generational experience for the family.
Right. The tradition is permanent. The scale just flexes. It just shows a really deep understanding of how to maintain stability while operating at this extraordinary level.
This has been a really fascinating deep dive. We started with just pure opulence of a James Bond party at a billionaire's mansion, a total masterclass in influence.
For sure.
But the truly durable knowledge, the real insight, came from the pivot right after.
Yeah.
From the wisdom shared by her 91-year-old mother about needing to stay professionally engaged until you're 82 to keep your vitality and purpose.
And the takeaway for you, listening, is pretty clear. This case study gives you a really robust blueprint for purposeful aging. Prioritize your health, value your relationships, and consciously design your life to maintain purpose and structure well into your later decades.
Yeah.
It suggests that maybe the biggest mistake we make in life planning is believing that real happiness is found in pure rest and total disengagement.
And that really raises an interesting question for you, the listener.
Wow.
As you look toward your next major life milestone, where do you draw the line between enjoying those spectacular, high-octane moments and integrating the long-term, quiet wisdom? The blueprint that ensures you stay vital, challenged, and actively involved for all the decades that follow.